pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Our mission statement is learning for life. Vision statement, Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. With that, I'll entertain a motion on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
We have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion on the agenda, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have an agenda. We have no presentations tonight. Brings us to citizens' comments. Any member of the public may address the board for up to 3 minutes. Is there anybody here who'd like to speak? I guess we waited too long. All right. Close public comment and get to the consent agenda, which consists of April 8th, 2025 regular meeting minutes and the HR update. I will entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Oh, that's
Got
Mr.
me.
Who was that?
Green.
He can have.
Mr. Sage. All right, Mr. Sage got that one. All right. Any discussion on that? All right. Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Quickly on to the action agenda. Action number 1 is approval of the elementary fire alarm panel purchase for Grogan. Mr. Hardy's got this one?
Yep.
Good evening. This is for Grogan Elementary. FSX Technologies was on site at Grogan on 4/7/25 for emergency service on their fire alarm system. Fire alarm panel went off, called the fire department. While on site, we had to call FSS Technologies, who is Southgate's provider for all fire alarm systems in the district. While on site, they determined the panel was bad and needed to be replaced. The age of this panel is between 20 and 25 years old, and parts are not available for the panel anymore. Attached is the quote from FSS Technologies to replace the fire panel, along with installation and testing of the panel once we're up and running to the fire department. Since the panel was determined bad, we have been in fire watch per state law at Grogan, meaning there's an extra person on site during the day with kids and staff in place, walking every room, keeping a logbook, double checking in the times to be extra safe, knowing that the panel is bad there. So a recommendation, the Board of Education approve the emergency purchase and installation of the Grogan fire panel for $12,194. That includes 24 hours for the install and the testing. And warranty on panel, we got 20 to 25 years out of the last panel. So that's we're hoping to get this time. Yes.
Yeah, so with that happening at that building, do we have any idea about other buildings?
Yes. So a lot of our panels have been upgraded through the bond in the last 5 years. This is one of the oldest panels in the district now. FSS does annually test the panels. So they come out every year and do a fire alarm test in the whole entire building. This one, they didn't predict that this panel was going to go, but when they come out, they usually come out June, July, once school's out. I'm going to have them look at all the rest of the panels and give us a recommendation if we have any older ones and try to get it before the panel goes bad.
Now, is this a yearly check on the panels? Were they out last June? They said it was okay?
Yes. So by law, we do an annual check on the panel. They set up all the systems, go through the entire building, not just the fire alarm, but the fire suppression in the kitchens, and there's a whole list of annual inspections we do to keep everyone safe.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table, entertain a motion for 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the emergency fire alarm panel purchase for Grogan as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Sage. Discussion. Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The new fire alarm panel. Next is approval of the 5-year concrete pricing award. Mr. Kenseth.
Good evening. Gary Cannon with Plant Brand Real Point, here to present the award recommendation for the contractor services for concrete replacement throughout the district over the next 5 years. A little backstory on this is similar RFP to what we put out 5 years ago, right in the middle of COVID. We got about 3 vendors also the bid on this one compared to the last one, so it's great news. In March, we put out an RFP for district-wide concrete replacement. It's going to be on a year-by-year basis. We did get unit pricing over the next 5 years from all the contractors. We base it on about $100,000 of work each year just to give us a base of work and scope for each contractor. So we put that RFP out on May 7th or March 7th, and on April 8th, about a month later, we received bids from 3 different contractors to perform the work. Mr. Hardy and myself performed post-bid interviews with each of the contractors, and upon conclusion of those post-bid interviews, we are recommending Royal Cement for concrete replacement services. This is a award recommendation for a yearly unit price based on the varying scope throughout the district. So, for example, Mr. Hardy has projects at Garish School coming up where we're replacing ADA ramps. I think we discussed it a few board meetings ago. So this would count towards that. We did get very good pricing. We attached the pricing that we received back in 2020. Again, that was bid out during the middle of COVID. One thing that the district's been doing a great job of is bundling the projects. And that came up actually in our post-bid interviews with Royal Cement. They said that one of the reasons why the pricing is lower now than what it was projected in 2024 is that we're not just calling them out for 1 slab or 2 slabs. We're making sure that they're getting economies of scale and they're coming out for larger portions, which reflects in better pricing. Any questions as far as the RFP goes or the pricing that we received?
So, A-Land Construction, even though they're lower, we're used to the work of Royal. That's why we're going to go with them.
We tried to vet the low contractor and we asked for references and we had a hard time getting people to call us back, number one. When we
Oh.
did get references, they didn't do anything larger scale that we figured. We have the $100,000 in there, but that's not going to be in the contract. That's just a ballpark number. So this is all based on unit pricing. So we're not guaranteeing any of the contractors. When we also looked up A-Land Construction, their website, it took us to a residential place and not a business. They also have 6 full-time employees. Royal has 16 full-time employees. So workload, Royal can handle more workload. And then it doesn't hurt. We're familiar with them and their second bid, and they've always treated us great, on time, professional. Biggest thing with some of the concrete guys is the restore after the fact. They'll put in concrete, but they won't put seed and soil. So then you're left following behind them. But Royals also included that in their price. We vetted that as well. So.
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? How'd we do compared to the last one? How close are we?
Actually, for the 2024 pricing, we actually saved about $1.75 on the demolition and $1.65 per square foot.
So
for
from where it had
insulation.
escalated to, we're stepping back a little bit.
Correct. Yeah, which is great news. And again, I think it was partially because it was bid out in the middle of COVID. No one kind of knew what inflation was going to do over the next 5 years. They hedged it safely. But again, one of the things that came up in our post-bid interviews was the district is great at bundling projects, so they're not paying mobilization fees a bunch just to come out and replace smaller sections.
But even with that, when we were checking that pricing against what we were looking at, we were doing better than when we were bidding it out at the time.
Yes.
That
Yes.
pricing, that held pricing was doing something. And then there's an escalator probably every year, right? Like 1 or 2% or something.
Correct.
Yes, we were doing better than what the contractor, like say Granger, could get
Yeah,
us concrete
yeah.
for, because they have their pricing, their fees, their design, all that added on top of the pricing we were doing in-house. So a lot of the concrete work, replacing slabs or approaches, we try to run it through the district where they
Yeah,
give
we
us
were
the
able to
bid.
take advantage of our pre-bid pricing.
Yep, and their Royal's been pretty fair in saying, hey, this is a short truckload. Do you understand that? Because you got to pay for a truck no matter what. It's called a short load. So we try to get a full load when we're doing it, and that even saves more money and you get more product.
So is it the 507,500? That's with contingencies? Is that the total price?
Well, that's the scope of work. That's just in total, but again, we don't guarantee 100,000 square feet of concrete a year. We just need a baseline.
If a miracle happened and we didn't need any concrete for the next 5
Yeah.
years, we don't pay anything.
Correct.
We're only paying them for the work that we need, so it's
Only
really
for the work that they do, and that's how the contract would be written.
Agreed pricing,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
just
thank
square
you.
feet for
Yes.
however much we're gonna do.
And then it's broken down, 4 inch versus 6 versus walkway versus MDOT 21 AA. So if it's a new versus a repair, I mean, there's a lot of, and I verify all the numbers. So if it's a replacement versus new, I'm making sure that they're following the list prior to bringing it in front of all of you to make sure that we're holding them to their pricing.
So is there a set amount that that we're approving, that we're asking for?
We're
or
just
is it-
approving the contract with Royal based on.
Okay, with them,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it knocks into the unit pricing as well.
Yeah, so it's just unit pricing tonight.
Okay.
No, not to exceed number. It's all just unit pricing.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 5-year concrete pricing award as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the item? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Action item number 3. This is being presented by Mr. Vine.
Yes, before you, you have a proposal for an amended DCTC consortium agreement. And it is my recommendation that the board approve this option 3.
Okay. Presented, any questions for staff? Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion on the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the amended DCTC consortium agreement as presented.
We have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Most important item on the agenda.
Yep.
Entertain a motion to adjourn. Anybody would like to make it?
Mr. President,
Green.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Green to adjourn the meeting. Is there support? Support by Dr. Pomponio. Any discussion on the motion and the support? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.